guys, today I'm just gonna wing it because I have no idea what to film. I asked you guys on Instagram, follow me down below at my Instagram. I'm always asking you guys what you want to watch, ideas, polls, that kind of thing. One of the things that someone wrote to me was they want to see my everyday makeup routine. So I'm just gonna be honest, I don't have like an everyday makeup routine because I am always switching out products, using different things, trying out new things. I don't like stick to one thing. Even at a daily basis, like if I'm gonna go to work, I use like different products depending on the situation, how I'm feeling. I just wanna use up stuff, that kind of thing. So I'm just gonna do a get ready with me and use a few new things and kind of just jump in there. So first off, I'm gonna use the Too Faced Hangover RX, which I really like. This is very hydrating, really nice, and it smells kind of like coconuts. At first I didn't like the smell, but then it kind of just grew on me. So this is just a really nice hydrating foundation, and I guess I'm gonna go ahead and chit chat a little bit with you guys because I want to talk about, you know, just like get stuff off my chest. I thought I'd talk about infertility because that's something that I struggled with for a few years, and also maybe mommyhood. We'll see how much time we have on our hands here because I could chit chat about that kind of stuff forever. But mainly like I've seen other people here on YouTube, like bigger YouTubers. Oh, and this is the Milk Makeup Blur Stick. I love this for my pores. Like this stuff is like an Instagram filter for your face. It's amazing. I love this. So yeah, as far as infertility, I've seen a lot of other YouTubers, bigger YouTubers, struggle with it. Obviously it's something that is more frequent than most people could imagine. I feel like a lot of times, I'm gonna use the new Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue. I feel like a lot of times people don't realize how often people struggle with infertility. I struggled for almost 4 years, and when people are like, oh, so what was wrong? Nothing was wrong. They really could not pinpoint it. The one thing that they thought was endometriosis, and before I had the surgery to check, he was gonna do a laparoscopy, I think it's called, to check to make sure I got pregnant. But for the longest time, I took hormones to overstimulate my ovaries. I checked my my thyroid. We checked my hormones out. We checked everything out. My husband got checked, everything, and we had no issues whatsoever. And it just was a thing, like, and I feel like a lot of times people don't realize how sensitive of a subject it is, and it's not. And I feel bad because a lot of times I feel like people don't realize that they're saying something because it's something so innocent, you know? But people will say stuff that is very, very, you know, it can get to you mentally if you're trying to have a baby and you can't. Because most people, when you start thinking like have a baby, you think, I'm gonna have a baby in no time, you know what I mean? Like you're like, oh, I'll get pregnant right away. And then sometimes that doesn't happen for everyone, and I was one of those people. Me and my husband, we're gonna go on this big Europe trip, and then we were around, how old was I? I think almost 30. He's 2 years younger than me, so he was 28, and we decided, yeah, let's start a family. We're ready. We, you know, really planned out a lot of our things, had gotten settled down, bought a house, that whole 9 yards, and we were ready to start a family. And when we decided to, at first I was like not overthinking it, just when it happens, it happens. But as time progresses and you're trying to have a baby and you can't, and then your doctors can't figure out what's wrong, and then there's people who do have stuff that obviously, you know, something's going wrong in their system and they need help or need treatments or, you know, things like that. But for us, we just were like unknown infertility. Like we did not know what was going on. And I will list the products that I'm using down below just in case I stop talking about them and keep chit-chatting with you guys. But you know, for us it was like unknown infertility, so we didn't know, you know, what the hell's up. And I feel like people will sometimes say things innocently and not realize how hurtful it can be to someone who is trying to have a baby. And I know that they don't mean it intentionally, because if you haven't ever struggled with it, then you don't know, you know, what the struggle is like. And it's easy for someone, this is the thing that kills me the most. The thing that I got always told the most was, you just need to relax. If you stop thinking about it. Those are things that I feel like you just want to be like, WTF. You think I don't know that? Like, you think I wish that I could not stop thinking about this? But when you're trying to conceive and to have a child, and everyone and their mother keeps asking you like, when are you gonna have a baby? Oh, you guys are married. And I feel like that's a question that people get as soon as they're married. It's like, oh, so when are you guys gonna have a baby? Like, it's almost like it's a you know, like a prerequisite, or what is it? A requisite? Yeah, like it's a requisite for them to already have a child. And you don't even know if they want to, you know, because not everyone is meant to be a parent, you know. And that's something that, you know, in society we also have to respect. Not everyone follows the line of like having to get married, having to have children, that whole thing. So things like that can seem like something so simple, and you're like, oh, you know, it's just a simple question. But when you're struggling to have a baby, and every month you see that something's wrong, that nothing's happening, that it's just not happening for you, and it's something that you really wanted, that you desire, it can be heartbreaking when people are constantly asking you that. And like I said, it's not something intentional, but it is, you know, something that I feel like more people need to be more aware of and be more delicate. I think I saw a study, and I'll try to find it, maybe put it across here, that one in 8 people like struggle with infertility. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's not as easy as people make it out to be. Like, a lot of women struggle with infertility, a lot of couples do, and I feel like people don't really realize that, or even, I don't know, like they don't even think about it. And you know, I was one of those people too, because I'm not gonna be like, oh, I never said that to anyone, but once I struggled with infertility, I felt like, I was like, damn, that was very inconsiderate of me. Like, I should have, you know, because now being in having the shoe on the other foot, you're just like, oh my God, you know, it's so heartbreaking when you're trying and trying and trying to have a child and you can't. It can be very, very, very emotional, very heartbreaking. It got to a point where I kind of lost myself as a person. I feel like, I don't know, and I'm gonna be using the Tarte, what is this? The Park Avenue Princess. I love this for just like an everyday look, if you want to say, just to like bronze up my cheeks. And I will use different products to bronze up my cheeks for an everyday look. But yeah, it just gets to a point where you're really, really sensitive about it. You kind of lose yourself. It got to a point where I was very depressed by it. I felt like it was consuming me. It just really ate at me. And then I'd even have family that would be like, oh my God, your parents are getting old. Like, when are you gonna make them grandparents? And it sounds like a cute little comment until you've been struggling for 4 years and you've been taking hormones and, you know, going the whole extra mile, checking your cervical mucus, tracking, peeing on ovulation sticks daily, tracking every little thing, your temperature. I mean, the whole 9 yards. I was doing it. You know, we even had like these calendar things of when to actually try to conceive our child by the doctor, you know what I mean? So it was like a constant, you know, struggle, and keep going at it and keep going at it. So anyways, what I'm getting at is, like, sometimes I feel like in society we need to be a little bit more considerate of people, especially, you never know why a couple doesn't have a child, if they really want a child or if they don't, or what is really going behind closed doors, because you don't meet someone and they're gonna be like, yeah, we're trying to have a child and we're struggling, something's wrong, or we don't know what's wrong. So it's kind of like something that can be extremely heartbreaking for people. Okay, next I'm gonna take Paaarty. I love these kind of neutral blushes for an everyday look. So I'm trying to stay on the theme of everyday look, but I think I'm gonna use the Just My Luck palette, just because I don't do like, I don't know if I should just do a neutral palette. Maybe I'll jump into a neutral palette and do like a throwback and just do a simple look. So yeah, anyways, for my highlight, I'm going to be using the new famous cookie. Let me know down below if you've ever struggled with infertility, if it was something that was an issue for you, or if it wasn't an issue, or if you've had friends. I'd love to hear back from you guys. I feel like it's kind of like a taboo subject, and I'm going to try this for the first time. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Eyeshadow Primer. I just feel like it's something that a lot of times is taboo, that you can't talk about, or people still kind of have the misconception that anybody can conceive, or that it's easier than what it seems. And I had never had in my life any kind of I don't know, like panic attacks or anything like that. And I literally during that time got a panic attack one time at work, and it was like the craziest thing. Like I just felt like I couldn't breathe, and nobody had asked me about it. I had just been struggling with the infertility for a couple years, and 5 or 6 different people at that place got pregnant during that time. So that just kind of made it worse for me. And it was crazy because I was just, working, and I always try to put it in the back of my head. And then one of my really good friends, she came up to me, and all she did was ask me, she said, hey, I don't know, I kind of see it in your face. Are you okay? And that just set off a trigger in me. Like my body just went into a full-on panic attack. Like I felt like I couldn't breathe. Like I just started crying unconsolably. Like I just didn't know what was wrong. And looking back now, I realized that it was like eating away at me internally. And I just kept I'm one of those people that kind of holds their emotions in. So I just kept holding that in to a point that I didn't realize that it had consumed me, and other people could tell it on my face and my actions, but I couldn't. I kept thinking that I have this under control, and I really didn't. So yeah, sometimes it's good to also be there for people, because sometimes you can let stuff like that consume you and not even realize it, So yeah, I think that's all I'm going to talk about infertility for today. I do have and I'll try to put it here in the cards, a trying to conceive video where I talk a little bit about how we conceived and things that worked for me, and kind of our little story. So I do have, and I also have a playlist which I will link my playlist down below. It's like my mommy videos, my pregnancy videos, that kind of thing. If you are pregnant or a mommy or any of those things, I will leave them down below. Sometimes I want to do more of those videos, but I don't know what topics I would do. Let me know if you guys would be interested in something like that. And I totally went off topic. I am using the Too Faced chocolate bar. I haven't jumped into this palette in quite some time. It still smells like chocolate. It smells so good. But I love this palette, especially this shade right here. Oh my god, I use the crap out of that shade. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump into this and use it, kind of do like a little throwback. And let me know if you guys want some of these throwback videos using older palettes. I feel like everyone's always about the new, and people forget about what they have in their collection. So I'm dipping into white chocolate, and I was just setting basically the crease and up, because I've never used this primer, so I don't know how it's going to react. So we'll see how it plays, if it plays well with this primer. And yeah, okay, so let me just focus on the eyes for a little while and stop chit-chatting. So I'm gonna go into Salted Caramel, which is a beautiful peach shade from this palette. And just put that in my crease. I also feel like they started out with this palette and then they kind of overdid it. And am I the only one? Like, I really love this one, the gold one. Let me look. And the peach one, I think, were my favorites. And I do own some of the other ones. Like, I own the semi-sweet, the bonbon. But I feel like they kind of just went overboard making little ones, making bigger ones, making the gingerbread, the spicy gingerbread. They just kind of got a little bit out of hand. They were like, damn, this sells, so let's just roll with it and do everything we can with it. But I do think like it's just gotten to the point where all these palettes have become overwhelming, and a lot of times it's not like there's no really thought through process on them. I wish that they had more oomph to them. Next, for that outer corner, I think I'm gonna dip into Cherry Cordial, which is kind of like a dark burgundy, and just put it on that outer edge of the eye. And just try to blend that in nicely. Let's see. Okay, so next for the lid, I'm gonna go into Candied Violet, which is a beautiful kind of purpley shade, and apply that to most of my lid. I'm just packing this on the brush and then taking off the excess so I don't get too much fallout. Okay, that's not going on as nicely as I remember it. I think I might have to wet my brush. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to wet my brush. I think that, I don't know. You know when you like use something and you had really good memories of it, but now I'm looking back and like, I don't remember it being this crappy. So this shade is not as good as I remember it. There it goes. Okay, definitely needed to be wetted. I'm just packing that. Okay, I'm just gonna be real with y'all. It took me about like 10 minutes to blend that out and to like have the color stay on there. I had to like continuously wet my brush, pack it on, get it to stay. It was just being a, you know. So that was being hard. So let me go ahead and put something on the inner corner. I think I'm gonna put Champagne Truffle just to kind of brighten the eye look a little bit, and put that on the inner corner a little bit and just blend that in together, because this is starting to look way darker than what I really like to use. Freaking A. I don't even know if I like this. I don't know if I like it. Okay. And then just gonna blend that all together. Okay, so I'm using a little bit of the Champagne Truffle in that inner corner. Holy crap, I feel like this palette used to be so much easier to work with. Okay, and just because I don't want to add any more darkness to my under eye, I'm just gonna use Salted Caramel along that lower lash line, because I don't want any more darkness to just keep making my eyes look smaller. Hopefully once I add lashes in the whole 9 yards, this is gonna look a lot better, but so far, I don't know. I used to be so much more impressed with this palette, and today is just not my day with it. Okay, so for the lips, I'm going to use Wherever Walnut. Okay, so for the lips, I'm going to use Wherever Walnut by Makeup Forever. I love this little pencil so much. Then for my lips, I'm going to use the shade My Main. this is by Dose of Colors. It was like one of their collaborations with Desi and Katie. Well, I am going to put on a little liner and do my lashes, and I'll be right back. Here's the finished look. I went ahead and applied a little bit of Jeffree Star's Shockwave on top of the matte liquid lip just because I felt like it needed a little oomph. And then in my waterline, I applied this Cella highlighter, what is it called? Highlighter crayon in ivory lace, just to kind of open up my eye a little bit. And then just because the eye look is so dark. And then I applied the 117 Ardell lashes to my eyes as well. So this is the finished look, just throwing it back with the Too Faced, the Too Faced chocolate bar. How many of you guys still have this palette, and how many of you guys still use it? I want to know. Let me know down below. I have to say I had a little bit of issues with this purple shade, but for the most part I do every now and then pop out this palette. It's been quite a while, but I really love like the neutral shades in here. They work very beautifully, especially this one. I think it's called, what is this called? Marzipan. This shade right here is absolutely just gorgeous. Do you see that? So yeah, so let me know, what do you guys think? Do you guys want me to do more like throwback palettes? I'd love to hear back from you guys. So let me know down below what your thoughts are. And yeah, so basically I kind of did an everyday look. I don't know. Just because I never have like an official everyday look, just to be honest with you guys. I try to use products like crazy, so I'm sorry if that's kind of a disappointment for you guys. So yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts, and let me know about your thoughts of infertility. Are you struggling through it? Are you trying to conceive? Do you feel me on people like not really understanding where you're coming from, and you know, sometimes saying things that are, like I said, there are things that you wouldn't think would be hurtful to someone, but someone who's really struggling through that, it can really get to you. So just be mindful of that. So I will talk to you guys in the next one. If you want to subscribe, hit that little red button. I do all kinds of different beauty videos here on my channel, and yeah, and follow me on my social media down below, and I'll see you in the next one. And at the end, I have been putting videos for you guys, my latest upload, whatever YouTube recommends that is the best for each viewer. So stick around if you want to see one of those as well. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.